I am now creating weekly exclusive content for Patreon, so if you are interested in that, go check out the link down below. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to yet another player review. I wanted to do David Silva, but I just can't bring myself to do it. If he had a 4-star weak foot, for example, maybe. But it's not like it's a crazy amount of money to spend on that card. It's just a case of once I'm done with it, it's going to be obsolete in the club doing nothing because I don't have a place for him in my team, right? So I was going to do the 94 because I actually think that's decent value for coins. It's more than double the price to get the 97. I don't know. If you're watching this in the future and that SBC no longer exists, yeah, just ignore that bit. But anyway, 95 Orsic. It's taken me a while to get round to him. He's actually much cheaper than I thought he would be. I was looking around to see what I could do, and I thought, I'll buy myself a little super sub. So I've gone into Weekend League, picked up Orsic, and he will be coming off the bench. So all the clips, or the majority of the clips you'll see are from Weekend League, him coming off the bench, whether it be half-time, later on in the game, and obviously scoring me goals and whatnot. And of course, I did play a few Rivals games as well where I started him because I wanted him to basically have a full run out just to see if there was any difference between him off the bench and him starting the game. And yeah, we can talk about that. So, 3-star skills, instantly, one of the reasons why I didn't want to go for David Silva was because he had a 3-star weak foot. It's not the same, of course, because Orsic has a 4-star weak foot, so it's much better. But still, the principle is kind of the same. So I don't know why. I suppose it's because it's tradable. You know, David Silva isn't tradable. So if I buy into that, I get untradeable packs back, which is, you know, useless, more or less. And then I'm stuck with the 97 rated card that may or may not be good. And then with Orsic, if I buy him and I don't like him, I can sell him and get my coins back. That's why those cards need to be super cheap, or they need to be loans. High work rate's not ideal. Lean body type. We kind of know a little bit about this guy even before we get into it, though, because most of us did the 86. I think he was an objective. Correct me if I'm wrong. I still think, is he on this account? I think he might be on this account. I did have him at one point on this account. I don't know whether I got rid of him or not. But either way, that card was particularly good. It wasn't like the be-all and end-all, and it didn't quite have that Kent feel. I mean, he did, like, in the sense of you were playing against him an awful lot off the bench, right? People used to use him as a super sub. And he definitely had that right. I need a goal. I need some pace. Let's bring Orsic on. This 95, though, obviously much better on paper than that Europa League Live Kent, who, by the way, we may end up seeing a new card from potentially in that Summer Heat promo, maybe even in some sort of footies promo at the back end of the year. But definitely that Summer Heat promo does fill me with a little bit of confidence we could be getting a boosted Ryan Kent. But Orsic is definitely reminiscent of that. So bringing him off the bench, I felt very confident that he could do something for me. With Kent, you bring him off the bench. He's got a 5-star weak foot, so it's a little bit different. I think he's got 4-star skills as well. So very nice card to have. But obviously not as good as the curve is at the moment. So even though he's got pace and he's got decent dribbling and a 5-star weak foot, having someone like Orsic off the bench with 99 agility and balance, 93 dribbling, insane long shot power and pace, with decent passing, not crazy good passing, but decent passing, I felt confident that bringing him on, even in champs, would be good for just getting late goals, creating chances, getting down the outside. Of course, he came on primarily as a left-sided player. He was replacing Eden Hazard for the most part. So, you know, an injection of pace there. And, of course, he's faster than Hazard. So, whatever my opponent, I had a bit of a moment then where my brain just did not want to click. But my opponent was dealing with Hazard the entire, 45, 65 minutes of the game or whatever, and then all of a sudden, that same defender who has been facing Hazard the entire game, trying to run rings around him, now has to make do with Orsic, who has crazy good acceleration and sprint speed and agility and balance, right? And of course, we know is meta, or rather fits the meta. So, Chemstar-wise, I mean, it's entirely up to you. I didn't really know what to do, because you don't need to boost the pace. You don't really need to boost the finishing, in my opinion, unless you genuinely plan on using him as a striker, I wouldn't really worry too much about it. I did toy with the idea of trying to get the like the engine, for example, does tweak the acceleration, and you do get that reaction boost, but you get the vision and the short passing. I couldn't really bring myself to do it though, because the engine does cost about 5k during weekend league. So sort of sacrificed a few things, and in the end decided that the Maestro was the best way to go. You could, if you want to, I'm not saying that you should, try and get that strength up a little bit, because with regards to the like running in a straight line, he's very quick, but once he gets shoulder to shoulder with a very tall, strong defender, whether it be Van Dijk or even someone like Wan-Bissaka, who I came up against a fair bit. Of course, he's going to be on the same side as Wan-Bissaka because he's a right back and Orsic comes on as the left. So just bear that in mind. I mean, you can't bring Orsic on as the right, I suppose, if you really want to, but either way, that brings up another set of problems. If he's up against someone like Wan-Bissaka, Van Dijk or whatever, especially Team of the Year Van Dijk with pace, yes, Orsic is faster and he can and will potentially skin them. The problem you're going to have is the lack of strength could cause an issue. The balance means he's going to stay on his feet. The strength only being at 79 means he's not going to be able to battle back as much as you want him to. His aggression isn't very good either. It's only 74. So with an Architect, for example, you get plus 10 strength, plus 10 aggression, you boost that passing all the way up, 97 vision, 99 short passing, and all of a sudden now you have a 94 rated cam or winger, but you also have a very strong winger. So that is that's definitely an option to go with. Like I said, I, for the most part, went with a Maestro, just try to get that dribbling ball control reaction boost with good positioning. Of course, you do get that passing boost as well. It does turn him into a 96 rated as opposed to the 94. So if you look into those kind of things, you are getting a higher rated player. Was he any good? Yes. He is essentially Ryan Kent without the 5-star weak foot, which is, I mean, the skills as well. It is a shame. But if you're going to use him as a sub, to be honest, I think it's a case of just bringing on someone who is going to fit the meta beautifully and is just really quick in the latter stages of the game up against tired legs. That's why, or one of the reasons why Kent is so good off the bench, is because he's so agile, so fast. And then when you throw in that he has that 5-star weak foot, that he has 4-star skills, it's just really, really convenient. Of course, Orsic doesn't have the skills and the weak foot, but he is more than capable of causing problems for defenses. I mean, I was up against icon defenses, Regulon an awful lot, depending on which wing I brought Orsic on. Of course, he either replaced Politano or Hazard. I did have a few other subs in mind as well, but I thought Orsic would be good off the bench. But I don't know about starting him. I think there's a few problems that may arise if you do start him. Obviously, nothing like stamina or anything like that, but it's just a case of it's not that he's not good enough to start, because he is, but he can get undone. You know, he gets found out an awful lot. Essentially, what he is a pace merchant. So as soon as someone realizes, right, I need to cover this because this is going to cause me problems. So as soon as you come up against a better player who is right stick switching, you are then going to encounter the problem of the fullback tracking the run before you've even made it. It's not that he can't dribble, because he does have 93 dribbling. He is very agile. He's quick, right? So once you give him the ball, he can maneuver. He can do that sort of thing. So you can play more centrally if you want to, or you can cut inside, and that's fine. But his ball control isn't great, so his first touch can get a little bit erratic, not erratic. His reactions, they're good. The composure's decent, but in front of goal, he misses a couple here or there. I think it might come down to the composure, whatever. Maybe the weak foot at sometimes. I'm not really sure whether it's just the fact that his finishing isn't that good in general. I don't know. It's not like he misses a lot, but he does miss every now and again. What you need to be relying on here, though, is that your opponent will fail to track the run of Orsic. Maybe set up a game plan beforehand where you basically have the exact, say to play 4-2-3-1 for example, where you have the exact same system, but all you're doing is swapping the left cam and the right cam, right? And then what you do is when you bring Orsic on as your left cam and you're playing that ball down the wing, over the top, round the outside, whatever, Once your opponent starts reading it, you switch into the other game plan. All of a sudden, Orsic is on the other side of the field, and you're doing it the opposite side. It's obviously it's the same system. It's going to be the same. Like your opponent's like, right, well, I need to stop this run, but it throws them because if they're a really good player, of course, it won't throw them that much. But if they're not that great at right stick switching and they don't read it quick enough, if you keep switching repeatedly, but if you switch maybe 2 or 3 times in a half, Orsic on the right, then Orsic on the left, maybe even have one with Orsic up front, it throws them so much because they never know where he is. His positioning is very good anyway. He's unbelievably quick. In a straight line when he's dribbling, he's very, very good. And of course, he does have that oomph and that factor off the bench, that super sub factor. I do really like him. I wouldn't recommend starting him, but as a super sub in particular, he is very, very good. If you've picked him up as a red pick, you've got a banging card. If not, go and buy him if you have the coins and you can spare the 170 to 200k to have him as a super sub, because I genuinely enjoyed him and he does cause just chaos in the defense because he's so quick. He is quite literally the Croatian Ryan Kent. I am hoping and praying that we get a better version of Ryan Kent going into this summer heat, because that will be a great card to pick up and it's going to be a nightmare to play against, but it'll be so much fun to use. But there we go. Let me know what you think of him in the comments. If you have used him, of course, I'd like to know your opinion. If you have enjoyed the review, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.